What's up, guys? Barry Gaming here, back with some more Idle Heroes. Man, oh man, this has been an interesting weekend, as I told you guys before. But today we have one of the fun things I like looking at, because we have the Soul Awakening session and the leaderboard just keeps climbing. There's actually a couple competitors here at the top, and you can quickly see how the top 10 went from very low points, like 6,000-ish, all the way up to 26,000. Like I said, the top 10 is going to get very high no matter what happens. You see a lot of the usual names at the top here. Some new names. Toad and Toad Senior look like they're going for the like the 2S stone here. It's going to be interesting to see how the top plays out. But because of this, there's a couple things that happen mainly on the auction house. One of them is, man, oh man, you get some kind of weird looking characters on this list here. And surprisingly, sometimes they sell for more than the other characters. So one that I noticed the other day, and it's sadly gone. I wish I would have taken a screenshot of it. There was a bleaker on here at like 60 or 70,000. It was an SS tier. I wonder if it's actually being relisted. Is it? No, we got Melissa. We have a lot of actually, oh my gosh, this might be one of the best Aspens probably we've ever seen. Almost a perfect Aspen copy. Jeez, just the HP, which not that big of a deal. Granted, I mean, I guess the speed is a little low too. But yeah, there's been some interesting things popping up on this list. I don't think anything new has really hit the tippity top of the tier at all. There's no new copies. I haven't seen any Williams going for anything crazy, and I don't necessarily know if I've seen any Williams at all. Yeah, there's not many Williams going around. I think it's because a lot of people are going in on this event to use the stone on a Williams copy for their account. You can see even this, an A plus going 150,000. I don't think it's going to sell for that. It should probably sell for like 40 to 50, maybe a little more, but yeah, even 26,000 just for an A minus Williams with really, really bad rolls on it. That's something interesting to see. But you do end up seeing a lot of random heroes in this list, because you'll see Barias, you'll see Balrogs, Roses, Margaret, right? Wait, is that Margaret? Am I messing this up for a different name? I can't remember. Starlight. It's just people get really desperate for hero copies in this event, and you start seeing some really crazinesses like Ormus. Now, there's one very big positive every time this comes around, because A minus heroes are pretty inexpensive. If we take a look at A copies, again, not too bad. You can get them for like, 13 to 15, and even A plus copies, you can find some of them in the 30 range. This would be the perfect time if you were ever wanting to upgrade a hero into an S tier hero. So one thing you need in order to take a hero copy and take it from an A plus to an S tier, you do need a lot of fodder to it. You need, I think, what, like 5 A minus heroes, 3 A heroes, and 1 A plus hero, I believe. And that's already for a copy that's ready to be turned into the next tier up. So essentially, you need to be looking for, like, if we were to do it with our Natalia, we would need an A plus copy, which you want to get their point total as high as possible, as close to, I think, 8,100 points is what you need for, like, 8,100 for each one of these tiers. So this is definitely not something you probably want to plan on doing right here, because it definitely seems like it's out of reach for at least like a Natalia at the moment, Natalie copy. But if you buy a copy for like, 50,000, you then buy another A for like 30, you're up to about 80, and then you pump another like 20 to 30 in, you're still kind of around that 100,000 starry gem mark. And at that point, it can be worthwhile, because as we know, I mean, S tier heroes, some of them are cheap. Like, you can get some of them for like under 100, but a lot of the more important ones, like you can see right here, a couple Natalie copies are going for over 100, and that's a big, big price tag for them. Really depends on the hero, because there's certain ones, like you see Betty, the cheapest one is up to close to like 150. Same with some of these other ones that are more PvP oriented, where you want things like silence or twine immunity, like this right here, twine immunity. This one's really, really solid here. And then there's even higher ones just because there's no demand for them, or not no demand, there's demand, but there's not many people summoning for them, so you don't see many of them. You'll see some of these random ones at very, very higher tiers. Now, something like this is a little crazy, but it has fear and silence immunity. Maybe you take into consideration the roll quality of it. That is one of those times that you can actually get something for pretty cheap, because like I said, these copies are very, very inexpensive. You probably bid on some of these and get them for 5,000 to 6,000. Now, typically, you're only going to want to buy these copies if you're doing exactly what we're talking about. We're going to the Soul Temple, we're going to Soul Perfection, and we're upgrading a hero from like A+ to an S tier. That's really the only other time you want to do something like that. If you're retiring them, they're worth like 8,000, and that's not really a great deal even if you're getting them for around 5. It's just not that many extra contract starry gems. Heck, even the one, I think, Bleaker that was listed up for like, I think it was honestly like an SS up for like 70,000. You're only making 30,000. You could make more from your Prism starry gems or starry gems and turning them into contract starry gems simply by buying a ton of C tier heroes and retiring them, which I love how this never works out properly. But yeah, you can buy them for like 100, retire them for, I believe, what, 150 right now? Guess that's not really the best deal. These prices have definitely gone up. But retirement value on these A-minuses, they're not really there as much. But it's kind of just interesting seeing Mickey, Sleepless, all these heroes. They're all going for like 8,000, 9,000. And then you do get up to some of them that are more Transcendence heroes. Remember back in the day, we bought like 5 of these for 5,000 a piece. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. I'm just waiting and going to save up my contract starry gems and starry gems for when the next light hero comes out for our account. But seeing these guys come up is always kind of funny, because it's like you're never going to actually use these heroes. They are not tenants for heroes that you're going to use. They're just completely fodder. But when you're doing this many awakenings, like if you want to talk about just the number of awakenings, not the contract starry gems, but the number of actual awakenings. If we take this number here, 245, and divide it by 5.5, which is the average summoning, you're doing about 11,000 awakenings. I'm not even talking about how many starry gems that is. I'm talking about how many hero copies you need. You need to have bags and bags full. And the other thing these people usually have a huge stockpile of is they usually spend like a month or two stockpiling cores, which I can't even see where my cores are right now. Do I even have any cores? Hold on. Wait a minute, I gotta have some cores. How are my eyes not catching this right now? There we go. We got like 300. That's nothing. You need a ridiculous amount of hero copies. And Cores of Transcendence is one of the best ways to actually get that done. So bag space, always fun. The other thing a lot of people do is they have, you know, like this bar up here with tons of hero copies, lots of extra summons. But yeah, ends up being absolutely insane. And you just have to summon any hero you want. And sometimes you get really unlucky and you hit some really crappy copies that are really, really good. So hopefully you guys enjoy this one. Let me know what you guys think. I'll see you guys next time.